This is Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank on WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and our interview segment brought to you by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. On June the 8th, it was announced that IUP's Timothy Moerland, the Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, will retire August 20th. He has been with the university for just about 10 years now. I think actually closer to 8 years, actually, but he has made a major impact. So we wanted to talk with him a little bit, talk about his fond memories of IUP and his career in education and what he's looking forward to in retirement. So joining us on the phone right now, IUP's Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Tim Moerland. Tim, it is good to have you on the show. Thanks for doing this.
Well, it's great to be here, and thank you for having me on the program. I've been looking forward to it, and I just have developed over the last, it's actually about 9 years, such a strong connection to, of course, IUP and to the Indiana community that I just really appreciate the opportunity to be on your show this morning.
Well, thank you very much. So January 2013 is when you started. What brought you to IUP initially?
IUP is a really, really interesting and good institution. So I was coming to IUP from being a dean of the College of Arts and Sciences at Kent State University, which is not all that far away. And by virtue of geographic co-location, almost, I became far more aware of IUP than I had been previously. When the opportunity came up to apply for provost at IUP, it was a no-brainer. I went for it, and it was probably the best career move I ever made. I have just so much enjoyed my time here. I've had the opportunity to work with terrific people, past and present, and it's been great. One of the things that really attracted me to IUP was the type of student that it reaches out to. So I myself am a first-generation student going way back when, and I hope that people know that that is one of the types of student that IUP does so very, very well for. Students who come from backgrounds that maybe don't have all that strong a tradition of going to college or participating in higher education. IUP does that so very well. So I saw in that a chance to give back and help serve people like myself. Another thing about IUP is, I don't know how many people really appreciate this, but it is one of 4 doctoral research institutions that the state of Pennsylvania supports. The others are Penn State, Pitt, and Temple. So that's pretty good company to run in.
Yeah.
And those combination of things really made IUP attractive to me.
Well, when we were looking at the article that the news release on your retirement, one of the things that did stick out was the doctoral program in business, which was one of the initiatives that you helped bring about, along with several other new majors and programs, including public health and environmental engineering. Is there an accomplishment on that list that just kind of sticks out at you and say, that's me right there? That's what I want to be remembered for here at IUP.
I think all 3 of those are tremendous contributions to IUP's portfolio, and I have to say that it's not me that did it. I was able to help and work with a team of terrific people, but we were able to bring those to fruition, and all of them are doing exceptionally well. I think in addition to those, IUP has traditional strengths or long-lasting strengths that we simply can't overlook, and I'm going to attempt to go through them, knowing that I'm going to drop one off that's not going to please somebody. But
I understand.
We have tremendous nursing program, our program in safety science, the music and arts programs. You already mentioned our business school. We have tremendous programs in the sciences, and our historical strength in education and preparing future educators also is something that we are exceptionally proud of.
Yeah, go ahead.
We were able to maintain and strengthen all those going forward, and I think that that's a good day's work for anybody.
On top of all that, though, you were a part of the state system of higher education, not just in the fact that you're connected to IUP, but you also represented IUP to the state system on many different occasions.
Yes, I was right, and that involved back when people were traveling for business, quite a bit of road time going to Harrisburg, and working with the office of those in the office of the Chancellor of the State System of Higher Education, and on a couple of opportunities visiting some of the bigger offices in Harrisburg, which is always an opportunity and an experience in itself. So, again, good colleagues there, and I have made very good friends, both personally and professionally, along the way.
Mm-hmm. Talk about getting to work with IUP President Dr. Driscoll. I mean, he obviously is the most recent person that you've worked for, but you've worked for other. I believe you may have worked for some other university presidents. I'm trying to remember my timelines a little bit, but I believe you did work for the previous president as well, or was this just with Dr. Driscoll?
Just with Dr. Driscoll. So
okay.
Actually, Dr. Driscoll had been in office for, I think, about 6 months when I joined IUP. So
okay.
We had almost that 9 years to work together, and I think that we developed a pretty good repertoire. We both hail from the western side of the Lower Peninsula of Michigan, so there are some similarities there, and that I think have helped us find a common language. He's an exceptionally good president. IUP is very fortunate to have him, as is the state system of higher education. So I can't say enough good things about Mike and what he's been able to bring to IUP. And I have to extend that also to the rest of the cabinet, the leadership team at IUP, both past and present, been exceptional people to work for.
We're talking. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to step on your toes there. We're talking with Timothy Moerland, who is the Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs at IUP. He is going to retire August 20th. So, Tim, I'm probably thinking a lot of the people on your staff, maybe some of the students were probably saying, "Say it ain't so," whenever the news came out. Well, what is prompting you to move towards retirement?
It's a pretty simple equation, and it's the calendar.
I see. Gotcha.
Yeah, and so how should I say this? I have a milestone birthday coming up. There, I think that's gently enough.
That's fair enough.
And,
fair enough.
Yeah, it's time. I have enjoyed every minute of the ride, and there are other things to do. I have a basement to clean, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. And I am, in all seriousness, no shortage of projects. I plan on being very busy. But my heart, my mind will always be with IUP, the students and the faculty and the staff of this great institution that brings so much to the Indiana community.
So you've already got the honey-do list all set up then?
And more. Yeah. It
Excellent.
goes well into the next decade,
I think, well, at least you'll be busy. Let's again get a little bit serious once again and talk about what you're going to miss the most about IUP as you head into retirement.
I like being busy, and certainly it's a fast-paced environment, and it's been an opportunity to make some real difference and some real contributions. I'm going to miss the day-to-day engagement and the opportunity to mesh gears with some really terrific people. I'm going to miss the opportunity to see through to completion some of the good things that we've been able to launch and get started. IUP just recently put into place a very sweepy reorganization of the institution. We call it IUP's Next Gen. Mm-hmm. And it's a little bit of an organizational streamlining. If we were talking finance, we rebalanced our portfolio. Some very hard decisions in the process of doing that. I feel confident that the institution is placed exactly right to meet the challenges of the coming decades, and I feel good about my role in that. Maybe in another timeline, I would see it through more to a concluding point and be able to adjust the course, but I think we're positioned as well as we possibly could be. So I'm going to regret, the ability to see these things through. But I think it's just time to move on and embrace the next chapter.
All right. So Timothy Moerland, we wanted to ask you, obviously, with your retirement, there now is a seat open. Are you going to be helping at IUP with the search for the next person to fill your shoes?
I don't think so.
Okay, that's fine.
I think that is appropriate. I do believe that an announcement about interim leadership in the provost position will be coming out in the next day or two. So we all have that to look forward to. Mm-hmm. I think the IUP is going to be in great hands. Yeah,
we did hear word that there will be the appointment of an interim provost and vice president for academic affairs. They'll serve out the 2021-22 academic year before they name somebody full-time to the position. I was just wondering if you had a chance to be a part of that search, but that's okay too. Anything else that you wanted to make mention before we said goodbye today, Tim?
Well, again, thanks for the opportunity to be here. Indiana is a great place. We're going to stay around for a little while, and at least for a little while. And I look forward to following IUP with great fondness.
Excellent. Timothy Moerland of IUP, the Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost, thank you very much for joining us this morning here on Indiana in the Morning. All the best to you in retirement, and if you please keep us posted as to how things are going. Thanks again.
Thanks for the opportunity. Have a great day.
You too, sir. Timothy Moerland, the Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs at IUP, joining us here on Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank, and our interviews presented by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people.